All right. This is Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, the power ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And the power blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which the power created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord power made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord power had caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord power planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So right there, you clearly see that it was Yahushua, it was Adam. All right, you see? And when it says he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, who has the breath of life? The Israelites. We do. Why? Because we are the godly seed. The heathens don't have that. Now, during the flood, when the Most High flooded in Genesis chapter 6, when he flooded the whole earth, saved 8 people, and, all right, one of them being Noah, and animals too of every kind, and so on, all right. Then later, all right, we know that, his sons, they had their wives, and then that's where you get the line of Shem. All right, you get Japheth and Ham. All right. Even though they had the breath of life in them, all right, they're still cursed because, for one, they're heathens. All right. And the scriptures say, though we all come from Adam, there was a separation. All right. And why? Because they're cursed. They're heathens. All right. They're not involved in the godly seed. All right. And that's the kingdom is not for them. All right. Israel is the godly bloodline, the godly seed. The heathens, that doesn't apply to them, because they're nothing and they're heathens. All right. And he don't deal with heathens. He only deals with Israel. That's who he's concerned about, and that's who he deals with. All right. He don't deal with heathens or none of that. All right. So that don't go for them. All right. And we'll get into that later. All right. And verse 9. And out of the ground made the Lord power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. All right. And then later, all right, we're going to jump down All right, to verse 15. And the Lord power took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. All right, to watch over it. All right, that's where he was stationed. All right, and the Lord power commanded the man Adam, which is Yahushua, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And the Lord power said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground the Lord power formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam, Yahushua, gave names to all cattle, to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. And the Lord power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord power had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. All right. Now you might be thinking, why weren't they ashamed? Well, because at the time their eyes weren't open. All right. Everything was good. All right. Now chapter 3 is where the fall comes in. All right. And that's what threw everything off. And now Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right. All of this goes all the way back to the garden, to the fall. All right. Which brought sin and death. All right. Because the wages of sin is death. All right. Chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, the power said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, and the serpent is a man. It's not no literal snake. All right, it's a man, a snake. All right, because he was a snake. All right. Verse 2, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the power has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for the power doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now, when it says, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil, that's going into Adam. It's talking about the men. All right, that's the trick. All right, tricking Eve to believing that she is a god. All right, no. It was a trick. All right. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord power walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord power amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord power called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? He couldn't see him because he can't look upon sin. All right, verse 10. And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord power said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust thou shalt eat all the days of thy life.